Well, thank you very much, everyone, for that. And I'm going to speak now about the new website and some new tools that we've been developing for this new site. And really what this is all about is bringing to the fore of the organisation these stories that we've had 20 years of dealing with families and individuals that have been affected by meningitis and septicemia. And to put that into context, we've dealt with over 12,000 of these individuals and families. And that's a lot of stories. Some of them have got some very nice outcomes, sadly some haven't. And I've worked now for charity for 5 years, and almost on a daily basis I speak to somebody whose lives have been affected. And I think I've, in that 5 years, picked up a lot of information about the diseases, and I can talk from the heart and quite confidently about how these affect it. But there's no way I can put that across in the same way that Norman has, or people in the book of experience has. And what we're going to do today is show you just a few of those examples, and I hope later on you'll take the time to have a look at the website. If you haven't been involved with it so far, please do contribute. We've been looking at all our online digital tools, from the website, our e-communications, our increasing presence in social media sites like Facebook and YouTube, so that we can outreach to as many people as possible. We've restructured the site. As I said, we've brought these stories to the fore throughout the site. They're now the key. These link all the different sections we have together. After all, it's the life stories of these people that have been touched by the diseases. It's the reason for everything we do. It's the reason we fund this fantastic programme of research. It's the reason we run these life-saving campaigns. And it's the reason that we offer support. And of course the fundraising that pays for all of this. And what better way for us to link all these aspects of our work together than to allow our members, in their own words, to tell their story. So I'm very pleased today to be able to show you the brand new online book of experience from Meningitis Research Foundation. This is a world first. It's the only tool of its kind looking at meningitis. And what it's doing is pulling together stories from the last 20 years of the impact meningitis and septicemia have had on lives in the UK and in Ireland. We've launched this with over 100 stories from a range, and this is a key feature of the site. We've allowed people to search through the stories to find something that can put into words someone going through a similar experience. We found through our befriending scheme that people want to talk to someone else. This disease comes out of the blue, it comes out so quickly, and you're just left shell-shocked. You need somebody else to be able to speak to, and this is what the book of experience is going to allow people to do. Find somebody else, read their stories. As I said, I can't tell these stories anywhere near as motively and as passionately as the people who've done this. So what I'd like to do now is just take a few minutes to show you one of these stories. And I'd like to thank the Little family for kindly allowing us to use this video. And this is their story.
Alice was 2 years old at the end of January 2000. She was a perfectly normal, healthy toddler. She was mischievous, full of fun. She was just beginning to speak in long sentences, and she delighted in telling us what she'd done every day, and she delighted in bossing around her 2 older sisters and telling them what to do. She was a beautiful, lovely, healthy toddler. Alice's symptoms when she first became ill were very non-specific. She had a slightly raised temperature. I think she was slightly sick for a little bit. No rash, and no photophobia, no stiff neck. None of the symptoms that I was expecting to see for meningitis. She was, like all toddlers, she was a little unwell. You know, temperatures come up and down, but nothing specific. It happened very, very quickly. Saturday morning, she had a slightly raised temperature. By Saturday afternoon, the temperature couldn't be controlled anymore by Calpol, so I called out our family doctor who came to visit her. He examined her very thoroughly and could find nothing really wrong with her. She was well enough to have tea with her sisters and go to bed. Sunday morning she was quite considerably worse, and we called our family doctor again. It was his opinion that she'd had some sort of febrile convulsion during the evening, and he sent us at once to King's. which is our local hospital. We saw the senior house officer there straight away, who thought that Alice had flu and thought that she was at the peak of her 3-day temperature and that she would get better. She gave us some Diarrhelite because Alice was no longer eating and sent us home again. Early Sunday evening, Alice was much worse. She was lying on the sofa and moaning. So Michael and I decided to take her back to King's. By the time we got there, she'd really slipped out of consciousness and she never recovered. She never woke up again.
It's a complete shock. Complete shock. And then to tell the kids was very, very, very hard. They both came to the hospital to see her as well, which was very important to us. It was just complete shock.
Thank you very much, Manchester, for that video, and thank you to GSK, who were responsible for the filming of this and other videos, and for allowing us to use those on the news site. I think it really adds another dimension. As I said, we've launched this book experience with over 100 stories, and it's nice to see so many of our members in the audience today who've contributed. They're told from a variety of angles. We have people telling their own experiences, we have mothers, fathers, grandparents, best friends. It really does present this true picture of how lives have been affected. But it's not stopping here. In the 2 or so weeks since we went live with this new website, we've had 10 more stories sent in to us. And it's our aim to take this project forward and constantly add and add, so we can really build a picture of how, as people said before, vaccines come in, the disease trends change. We want this to be able to reflect that. And we're also going to look to increase the number of video on there. As you see, we have a photo or a series of photos and the text that's written there, but to add the video is going to add an extra amount of impact and functionality to the website, which is something we're really, really excited about. Please do explore it. It's throughout the site, on the home page. Almost on every page there is a story that links through to somebody. So wherever you are on the site, it's there for you to read. Now, as proud as we are of the booking experience, we spent, say, over a year developing this website, and there's an awful lot of other news tools on there that we're really proud of. And I'd just like to finish, as has been mentioned earlier, research is key to what we do. It's in the charity's name. For years, we've funded just 122 projects. We now have this facility to show off the work. As you saw right at the start of that, we've had research in Africa, throughout Europe, in America, New Zealand, and what we have here now is this fantastic visual tool to allow you to browse through all the different institutions, look at the projects, every single current project, and many, many of the completed research projects are on there, and it presents the data in the lay form. My previous incarnation was a scientist, and I know we can sort of get a bit far with our jargon. We like our long names. But what we've done is presented the research here in a form that you can go, you can read, and you can understand. And again, I hope you'll take some time to be able to explore that later. So the website's been a year of development. We're really pleased with it. We hope you will be, and we hope you'll be able to take some time to explore it. That's it from me. I'm going to hand over now to Chris Head, our Chief Executive.